So Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, the third fight. What's my opinion? What's my prediction? I'm really curious to know what you guys is. Well, I'm confident Fury's going to beat him again based on the first two fights. Obviously the first one was a draw and Fury destroyed him in the second, and most people believe, and I believe, Fury won the first fight, didn't get a decision. But I will say this, it's always going to be risky with Wilder because of the power. And I think Tyson Fury can only really lose to himself. If he goes in there and he's not focused and he just looks past Wilder, he gets too relaxed, or he's kind of can't be bothered because he's already beaten him, then he could lose. But I can't see... Wilder would have to be extremely strong mentally to psychologically come back from a beating that he received in the second fight and go into the fight, you know, basically taking that kind of power back that he once had, where he was kind of the bully man of boxing. Everyone was terrified of him. So in order to overcome his demons and monsters, with Tyson Fury being that he's made his life a nightmare inside and outside the ring, it's going to take a hell of a lot of mental strength. But yeah, it's hard to tell, because when you look on videos, Wilder looks in great shape and he's smashing the pads, he's doing all these different combinations, and obviously he's got Malik Scott as a new trainer, but you can't always read into that like we've seen before. People can look great on pads and bags and they can look ripped, they can look in great shape, but then they get in the ring and they fall apart. So, but I am excited. There is still that intrigue that, you know, you just never know with Wilder. But I would never bet against Fury. I think Fury always rises to the occasion. I think Fury's too much of a good professional to overlook Wilder, especially, you know, seeing that Anthony Joshua has just been beaten by Usyk. It just goes to show you that anybody's vulnerable, and Fury's already said that. But I do think we're in for a cracking fight. Personally, I've enjoyed all the Wilder Fury fights. I'm not going to get into the politics and the negativity. It's going to make me feel depressed, and I don't want to feel down. I feel happy. But just the fights they've had, I think they've been great for each other. The rivalry, they sell the fights well. But yeah, in regards to the game plan, Wilder's never going to outbox Fury. That's just not going to happen. And how much can he change from the time, you know, since they've had the second fight up until now? I suppose you can make certain adjustments, but you can't completely change your habits, your psychology, and the way that you're going to fight. So I expect Wilder to come out, and I think he's just going to be really aggressive. I think he's got so much anger in him. He wants to hurt Fury, knock him out, that it's going to be similar to the first fight, to how he was trying to take him out. And I think Fury will... That's the hard thing. You never know what Fury's going to do, but I think Fury will be closer to how he was in the second fight, with the Kronk style, hands up, double jab, and take him out. But I see Fury, you know, I think I see Fury winning on points in a 12-round decision. It's hard. This is hard. My mind keeps changing. I think Fury can knock him out, but it's hard. I'll be honest, I don't know exactly how it's going to go, because the first two fights have been so different. But I can't see Tyson Fury losing. But obviously there's always a chance that he can get knocked out. And I think that's what makes this fight exciting. I think most people, myself included, wasn't really that excited about seeing a third fight, because Fury beat Wilder so convincingly in the first and second fight. And the manner in which he stopped Wilder, he destroyed him in the second. In my mind, it was like, well, what's the point of fighting a guy again that you've already beaten twice? At the time, nobody wanted to see that. Everybody wanted to see Joshua Fury. But obviously now, with Joshua losing to Usyk, and I think he's going to go for a rematch from what I've last heard, everything's changed in the landscape of the heavyweight division. But I do think, like at the moment, the heavyweight division is the most exciting division in boxing, now that Pacquiao's retired, and I'm not sure we're going to get the Crawford-Spence fight. And there are some other exciting fights, but at the moment, everyone's kind of wondering who's the best. In my mind, it's obvious, the best heavyweight is Fury. But obviously some people are not going to agree on that. We really need a tournament, I feel. I thought that would be a great idea if they could do like what they did in Bloodsport or Kumite, or a tournament where they all fight each other. Wilder fights Fury, Fury fights Joshua, Usyk, Joe Joyce, maybe even Dillian White there, Andy Ruiz, maybe even Daniel, all the heavyweights to fight and see who comes out. But I don't think they're going to do that. But yeah, what an exciting fight. If Fury beats Wilder again, then Fury Usyk is going to be massive, and that's a fight I'd be really interested to see and break down. I fancy Fury to win, but it's not going to be easy because Usyk's just such a clever, dangerous opponent. But for me personally, what was the B there? So I got to use some of my Queensberry rules skills there, my reflexes. Fury's just too good. He finds a way to win, and I just think psychologically, Fury would even get into Usyk's head, tease him, bully him, hold him, maul him, use his jab, and I think he would win. I think I could see him beating Usyk on a unanimous decision over 12 rounds. I could even see him stopping Usyk with his size. But also, I could actually see Usyk winning that fight, even though I think that's quite unlikely. So back to the Wilder-Fury fight. I'm not as excited as I was for the first and second, but I know once the fight starts and I'm there, I will be excited, and I'm going to be a bit nervous for Fury. I think if you're being honest, you're going to be because of Wilder's power, but I honestly think that we are overlooking Tyson Fury's power. Everyone is always saying, oh, but what about Wilder's power? But what about Fury's power? Look what he done. He dropped Wilder in the second fight and he stopped him. He was battering him. If they didn't throw in the towel, if Mark Breland didn't stop it and the referee, Tyson Fury would have beaten him anyway, would have knocked him out. And Tyson Fury actually put him down twice in the second fight. So I think we've got to give Tyson Fury a bit more respect and credit with his power. He's not just a irky-jerky, awkward, really good boxer. He's got a lot of power. He's 270 pounds and he knows how to throw his punches, and he's got a great trainer in Sugar Hill, the great style, the Kronk style, Lennox Lewis style, Tommy Hearns. So I'm going for Tyson Fury to win over a 12-round decision or to stop Wilder again. And I'm going for Fury. So what's your decision? Who do you think is going to win? And if you disagree with me, that's fine. It makes no difference to me. Let me know in the box below. And I'm excited to see what happens. And but you just never know in boxing. Wilder can end up knocking Fury out, and then it's going to be would it be I'm not sure, would it be Wilder Usyk or would it be a Wilder Dillian White? So we just don't know. Look at what's happened with Joshua losing. So, but I just can't see Fury losing. I just think Fury has got his number. He's beaten him twice. Basically got robbed in the first fight. He destroyed him. He took his best punches. Wilder's flattened Fury, and Fury's rose from the dead, got back up. So that in and of itself must be traumatizing Wilder, his mindset that I've just knocked a man out. He's about to celebrate, you turn around and he gets back off the floor. It's almost more absurd than the Rocky movies. So that's how I see it. Let me know what your thoughts are. All right, we'll speak boxing soon. Become fearless.